Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we're in the GT40. This is a car set up specifically for our little series, a return to Le Mans 1967. We're going to try and replicate Ford versus Ferrari, and this is one of those cars that's going to fill up the custom race and make it more of a beast. What we need to find out is whether this car has got what it takes to actually win the race, and hopefully everyone we show you is going to have. It's not much point of a grind car if it can't win the race, is it? The custom race itself is not the competition here, it's the race against the GT4s. Let's take a look at the settings. It comes in at 699.98 pp. It's on racing hards with fully customizable suspension. It's got 539 horsepower, and to control that we have the fully customizable diff set to R555. Downforce at the front is tuned. We've got a front wing, side skirts and a rear wing. There's no rear valance. There's no high-level end plate either. We've just put a wicker plate on the back, as you saw in the screenshots. Downforce at the front at 81 to help the tuning. 250 on the rear, which is everything. Fully customizable ECU. The ballast, there's no adjustment. So we've got a racing transmission set to 310. That seems to be a fairly popular number. We've got a supercharger high-end with no intercooler. We could put the racing intercooler on, but it takes us to... Why did we leave? We could put the racing intercooler on there, but as you can see, it makes it 701.71. So we're going to go with none, which brings it just under the 700. Racing air cleaner, silencer and exhaust manifold, racing brake system. We have a brake controller. We have racing clutch and flywheel with bore up, stroke up, polish ports, high lift camshaft, racing crankshaft, high compressing pistons, and the increased body rigidity. Let's get to the track. Welcome to the World Touring Car 700 here at Le Mans. We are giving this car the shakedown against the GT4s. Settings for the race will be assist, traction control 1, default ABS, ASM on and counter steer assistance on strong. Controller settings, steering sensitivity 5. Force feedback max torque 5, force feedback sensitivity 6. Now we have used a custom skin for this car. This is just downloaded off the usual place on GT. It is ultimately the year before the affected 67 for Ford versus Ferrari, and we expect this to be fairly hot. It did have a number of competitor places in the race, so we'll just have to see how well it goes. Let's get stuck in. I don't know where we're going to be on fuel map, so I'm going to lean it out to start with. It's decided to take fourth gear. We're hoping it's going to have 3 laps in it. We're on the hard tyres, so we're hoping they're going to last. Oof. Mr. Solis and Mr. Bishop. Oh, giving us a good beating. I think we're going to get a penalty for that. Give Mr. Solis a bit back. We're expecting this to go absolutely great guns in a straight line. Bounce off the wall to get past them there. 5th gear. I don't think there's a 6th. So we're 14 seconds behind, in 14th place. It's already got a move on, hasn't it? Looking at the fuel, we're going to be good. If that's showing 3.7. .2 seconds we were then. It's flicking down to 11.8. This is a stunning car of its time. Very much like a Ford factory entry, this car. We'll talk about the other Mark IV. Ford versus Ferrari itself, the film, I believe, depicts this car to be the one that they do a lot of the testing in. A lot of the realization about the performance of the car, the brakes, the engine, etc, etc. There's a certain clips of the film where they're testing out on the test track and they have a little incident, and I believe it is this car that they're doing that research in, which was the year before the race. Carroll Shelby, the guy that went on to design the car, and I'm no historian on this, I have to tell you that. I just know it because I watched the film and I've read a little bit about it. Carroll Shelby went on to develop more in the way of sports cars. If you're a big fan of Beard for Build, which I am, another YouTube channel, they're currently building a Shelby Mustang, and that's where I know Carroll Shelby of more from my British days. We don't have a massive knowledge of American motorsport, but old Shelby Mustangs are renowned for what they are. But made our way up to 5th place. Looks like we're going to get 3 laps out of it, unless we can do a bit of fuel coasting, and then we have to check out what the rain's doing. So let's get to the end of the lap before we actually flick to the rain radar, and let's see where we go. 8 seconds off the lead, coming up to 4th place. We're in 5th. We're going to see how long it takes us to get past Mr. Kawakami and Miss McEwen. This car has got a fair bit of turning. You just have to lift off, touch the brakes and make sure she comes in. Fourth, third and second are line and stern in front of us. Mr. Blazan, can't see him, he's up there just entering the chicane now. Much better brakes on this car than some other vintage machines. All that's got to happen is we've got to make the right choices, folks. This car has certainly got what it takes. We've just got to choose the right things and then make the right choices when they come up. When to overtake, what to overtake, how to overtake. Mr. Kawakami's pushing, he's coming back at us. This looks competitive, 6 seconds off the lead. Little bumper rub in there. Going to dip in behind Mr. Portilla and pick up his slipstream. And away we go. Chase Mr. Blazan down. How are we doing for fuel? 2.7. So the weather radar is there. We're going to lift early. We're going to coast and try and nudge out an extra lap out of these boys. See if we can get to 4. We don't know about the rain. We could go faster. Rain, top left hand corner of the radar. There it is, hovering about. My phone's going Billy-o. Gonna brake on the usual marker. It's a good performance car. That rain's coming in, starting to show itself more now. That's Mr. Blazan. We're into 1st place. This car's got every chance. And we go away from that corner like an absolute rocket. Almost all the 2s. 2 to 2, 2, 2, 2 on the timer. That rain seems to be running along the top of us. Doesn't seem to be interfering whatsoever. So let's just have a look at the fuel. 2.2. I don't think we're going to get that to stretch. What we don't want to do though, well, we probably could get it to stretch, couldn't we? Almost 4 seconds in the lead. Let's short shift a bit. See if we can stretch that fuel. Quite difficult to do. That rain cloud is coming our way. We definitely want to get 3 laps out of this. Just maintain that lead as we see fit. 4 seconds is alright at this point. Helicopter's quite prominent in this race. And the rain's just about to start. I'm not going to go for rain tyres at this point, I don't think. Cut that apex, cut that apex. On the brakes, cut that apex. Probably going to cut that a bit more. And the second one. Third gear out across the front of the grandstands. There's no noticeable rain falling yet. It's a central driving position in this car, which we don't do very often. Mr. Lopez went to the pits. Interesting that Miss McEwen didn't go to the pits. .413, fastest lap of the race belongs to us. And we're purple sectored there. The rain is falling, it's coming down. Let's have a look at the fuel. 1.9, we're good for 2 more laps. Six seconds in the lead. Now, we just have to make sure we're braking at the right point. So let's just drop to a wet braking position, which will be this telegraph pole. We always look to the right hand side when we're spotting braking markers, because that's the corner we're turning into. If we were turning left, we'd like to find a braking marker on the left hand side of the car, so we can look from the braking marker to the apex. Doesn't always be the case. The braking marker on this is on the right hand side, but it's far enough back so we can adjust our eyes from the right to the braking point. So see the white big marker there? We're just going to tap the brakes there. Bring the car down steadily through the brakes, maintaining grip all the time. Cutting into the apex. Ooh, went to first, which was more of a reaction situation. It didn't help, but we're good. 8 seconds in the lead. The rear tyres are just starting to show a bit of heat, but we're good, we're on hards. Lap times aren't blowing us away, but they're adequate, and this car is definitely capable. We're a bit hot in there, down to first gear. 10 seconds in the lead. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but there's some hulking grey-green stuff in those clouds. I don't know whether we're going to miss that. It looked like it was backing away quite a lot, but I've got a funny feeling it's going to get heavier. So I think we need to make our way to the pits on this occasion. .4 seconds, almost 5. That cloud is blowing past to the right, and we've got clear skies coming up. It looks like we're going to get, we might get the 4th lap in, can't tell you. I was lucky with the dials then. 1.2 on the fuel. We'll burn less because the car's lighter. I think we're going to be good for the next lap. Let's check the rain radar. I think we're going to be okay, folks. I think we're going for lap number 4. Lap number 4 is good and it's on. Just got to be cautious because of this extra dampness. The track isn't overly wet, but we might get a bit of a splashdown which could ruin our day. Let's keep going. So we're going to call this series the Historic Le Mans. I'd affectionately want to call it Ford versus Ferrari because I'm 100% sure that will get us more views, but we'll try and work in some title there that suits it. But you're more than welcome as we go through this series, folks, to imitate what we're doing here. Maybe suggest some cars if you want to. And no, we haven't got a massive of time. We've got 7 days, but we'll conclude it before the end of 1.39. We got through the Le Mans series quite quickly because I was posting 2 videos every Saturday and Sunday, and it kept things moving along nicely. And if we can do this the same way, we can do sort of 7 cars. We've got the weekend coming up, and I'd like to make it Sunday where I make the video that will go out Wednesday night, which will be the end of this series. But it's only a mini one on the back of Le Mans. I know you guys actually love this kind of stuff, so if you enjoy the game and you want to explore the cars, this is for you. We're just going to make sure these cars can actually do it. Need a little bit more time to get some car videos done. Tomorrow night I need to do a couple at least, but I've got some lined up. And please let me know if you're liking it. Let me know if you're not. If it's not your bag of things, your bag of tricks, let me know. I do notice there are some thumbs down comments, so somebody doesn't like it, but hey ho, horses for courses. I'm loving this game. I've got Forza Motorsport sat over there, and it's still not pulled me away from this. It did for one day, but I know everybody's excited, waiting for the new update. There's lots of rumours, and Nenkai has actually made people think there's something to come. So if this is the ultimate update, something more, then let's hope it's something good. We'll have to see. We'll find out this weekend, we expect, but there isn't always an update. So if we do get an update, let's count ourselves blessed, eh? The end of the clouds seeming in front of us. We're 51 seconds ahead because everybody else is pitted. We're not taking tyres, we're just going to take the fuel. And because we've done 4 laps, we can actually take the fuel and just hammer it and not have to fuel save like we have done now. 0.3 left, so we're just short shift just to make sure we get there. And we're going to take all the fuel. We're doing really well with this weather. But we know this circuit. We know the race really well, don't we? We've raced it enough. We've raced it 20 odd times. There's a couple of cars I want to bring here, but I'm just struggling to get them to work to win the race. I'm making bad choices and not winning. So if I can get them to win, you'll see them on the videos. If not, you'll just see them as competitors in the final race. So we made it in. It's quite dry in the pit lane. We're going to keep these tyres on, and we're not going to change. We're going to take the fuel only. So 55 seconds as we got into the pit. And here you'll see the skin. This was downloaded from Showcase, so I didn't take the details, but if it's yours, thank you very much. I downloaded it purely because it looked the part. I don't know whether it's historically correct. Gulf liveries are one of my favourite liveries for race cars, and it looked good with an unusual number 14. We will name the cars and drivers according to the race in 67 at Le Mans, so we've taken 4 laps of fuel just in case we have to go to the 8th lap. I don't think we will. Third gear just... oh, it's ever so dry through the pit lane. The track is dry again, so it's great. It's a grade 8. 1 minute in the lead at this point, but I don't think we will be. There is another bank of cloud ahead, so we just have to hold ourselves in and find out where we're going. Just keep ourselves tight. When we're finished here today, for those of you that follow what is going on the channel, and I know some of you will view this further down the line and you won't have a clue what's going on the channel because it will be weeks and days past, but we're currently doing a time trial at the Nürburgring. So we're going to drive, we're not going to drive, we're going to go from here to the ring and do a live stream. If you're into the live streams and you like watching live streaming, we do 4 or 5 live streams a week now. Something I never thought I'd actually do that much of, but the aim is to make sure we've got live content doing these time trials, giving people the opportunity to learn from what we do, give them courage, etc., to take on these bits and pieces and try and get themselves some credits and gold medals. Some of them are great achievements which are phenomenal, and I do like to pass it on. So if you don't know where we are, we're on the YouTube channel and they'll be live every night almost. The circuit is really dry. Fastest lap of the race is ours, a 4:13.109. We're going to see if we can beat that if there's no more rain. There's 10 minutes just left of the race, so it's highly likely that we're going to win this on lap 7. I say win this. If we win this, it'll be on lap 7. The delayed acceleration, which is brought to us by those 555 settings on the diff, really settled the car down. I appreciate it's not got the greatest acceleration out of the corner, but it is really easy to drive. We are 27 seconds in the lead. We've got a long procession of cars behind us, but we've got a big enough gap, and we are going to one-stop this if the weather stays where it is. This will be the first really official no engine swap one-stop. Again, lucky with the rain. Most of the competitors in this race will actually stop twice. Having managed to stretch that fuel for lap 4, we actually gave ourselves that opportunity to just take the fuel, keep the same tyres and go all the way. That brings another tune to mind. Can't remember the name of the band. Oh, I'll have to think about that. Just rolling it across those curbs. It's a very dry pit lane. 8 minutes to go. There's a potential that we're going to get this so close to the end of the 7th lap. This is going to be a really, really close contender. This, to finish this, to win this race in 7, it's only going to be like a 30-minute, 15-second race, this car. But we are on fuel map 6, and that will really mess with the AI's head. I think we might have been able to save that, I don't know. So some of the major field now going to the pit. We were up on a purple sector there. It doesn't look like there's any more rain. It really is hanging around grey though. So let's treat this as dry for now. Let's that telegraph bowl. Dive into the apex. .5 up, so that'll be a 410 potentially. Here comes the sun. Do-do-do-do. There's another song. Braking on that marker. Really want to start pushing this. As close to 30 minutes as we can muster. We pulled out another 0.3 and it looks like clear skies to the end. 41 seconds in the lead. Absolute blistering little car, this one. We missed the apex there, didn't we? 2.5 seconds up, so there's the predicted 410 almost. Doesn't make it the fastest car we've ever tried, but it'll certainly make it a competitor. The thing is, with the Ford versus Ferrari, we're going to run 2 races in the custom race. We're going to run one in the P330, one in the GT Mark IV, and then we're going to smash the 2 videos together. We're going to race them head to head, and rather than do a commentary on each video, we'll do a commentary of a head-to-head race to see who's ahead, who's behind. The weather might be different, but it won't be, because we're going to fix it. We're going to give them exactly the same weather and try and make it so that they have exactly the same conditions, so that there's no real variation of AI. They're going to have exactly the same AI field. They will be racing a full field of cars, and we'll see which is the quicker one, because they'll get their own little videos on here. So they're 2 cars we're going to do, and we'll know which one's quicker in the main. But we will, as we say, race them head to head and see which one is quicker based on my setups. And they've cost me an absolute fortune, and they'll cost you an absolute fortune. But if you own the cars, all well and good. What I would like to do is buy multiples of them, but at 20 million a piece, I'm not doing it. So we can have multiple skins in the game. Unfortunately, we're just going to have multiple cars with the same skin, but that's the way it's going to be. I don't have the credits. I'm still grinding my way through the game. So we've got less than 4 minutes to get back to the start-finish line. The fastest lap of 4:09.617. I was too busy chatting to really concentrate on that. We're 50 seconds ahead. I wonder if I'll get a penalty for that cut there across that corner right on the final bit. 0.6 per second up. That's epic. We're going faster. Let's check the fuel. We've got plenty of fuel. We didn't quite have to take so much. There's no rain radar. So let's see where we go. Well, the rest of the field are all going to the pits now. That's just given us a greater chance for the win. Weather has been tremendous. I know it was wet, but I thought I'd missed the breaking point there. We did go in well deep. Oh, we've pulled over that line. There's got to be a penalty there, surely. Oh, that'd be a frustration. 1.7 seconds up. I think we might have got away with it though. 1 minute 18 in the lead ahead of Miss McEwen. She's come back to the head of the field. We're going to break at the second marker. There it is. Conditions are definitely drying up now. Even though the track's dry, it looks to be a bit wet. Slightly down in sector 3. That would be breaking off that corner with a lost top speed, top end, but not to worry. We're still up on the fastest lap of the race. Sector 4, we were a smidgen quicker. 1 minute 24 seconds in the lead. Can we beat that 4:09? Am I throwing caution to the wind unnecessarily because we have a lead of 1 minute and 24 seconds? The track still looks wet, feels wet. We don't want an 8th lap though, do we? A minute from here to the end. I don't think we're going to be able to make the 8th lap, but it'd be great to push and see how far we can get, how close we can get to the 30 minutes. 29 minutes, 12 seconds gone. Here we come then, last few corners, 0.9 of a lap of fuel. We've got plenty of juice, tyres are good. 8 seconds. It probably is going to be the closest or one of the closest races. Oh, sausage curb straddle. It just ran out of time at 30 minutes and 10 seconds, maybe 5 seconds. That is an absolutely stunning little beast, and that would have competed very, very well in the last race, wouldn't it? That would have been near to the front, and with a standard car, no engine swap, that's an absolute beaut. It looks the part, it sounds the part, it does everything on the tin. There we have, just 6 seconds over the 30 minutes, but 1 minute 30 clear of anybody else. 3 minutes 23 I get ahead of the Ferrari 458. Fastest lap of the race, 4:07.597. So up there amongst the top 10, definitely of fastest cars we've used on this grind. And it's one I would take to the grind every day. There we go, cash to the bank. With the clean race bonus, gets us back to somewhere to that 20 million after buying a few cars. And there we have it, folks. There's one for you. We're back at the Le Mans. We're back on the grind, but we're doing classic cars. If it's what you like to see, let me know. If it's something you want to keep going with, let me know. If you've got any suggestions, let me know. But thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you on the next one. All the best. Take care.